Well, again, let me introduce myself a little more. My name is Daryl Davis, and if any of you remember about 6 or 7 years ago, some ads started coming out with a gentleman with a bullhorn and his Social Security number prominently displayed on the side of a truck driving through downtown city streets. Well, that was my identical twin brother. He's the founder and CEO of our company. He's Todd Davis, and you can imagine the grief I take being an identical twin, an identity theft protection CEO. The number of times I've been accused of trying to steal his identity that joke never gets old. But the reality is Todd started the company a little over 7 years ago for just the reason Damien alluded to. Fastest growing crime in the country, had been for many years in a row and still continues to be. You can see some of the javelin stuff on your screen now that about how many victims just in 2010, how much money was lost. And the sad part is people associate often identity theft with, the common thing. Hey, somebody got my credit card. And yeah, that certainly counts, no question. But there are so many other forms of identity theft that people never even consider. Identity theft is used when people get children's clean Social Security numbers and they use them to gain employment. They use it to get utilities. They use it for medical and insurance fraud, to get treatment, to start new utility services. You can imagine there's just a laundry list. And the reality is, through all this, the types of victims range in age, they range in demographic, and they're stuck with this horrible problem. If it happens to you, the amount of time and the amount of money that it would take for you to personally try to fix this is through the roof. And not only is it cumbersome and burdensome, it becomes a challenge because the reality is you don't know when it's completely cleared up. You think you've cleared it up. Maybe your Experian or your TransUnion credit report gets cleared up from something, but then a year later, Equifax still shows something, and it causes some kind of discomfort for you somewhere in the process. So the reality is every one of us is potentially a victim. They talk about, the Federal Trade Commission says about 5% of the population will be a victim of identity theft this year. Be stuck with these kind of numbers in front of them. Again, you're much more likely to have your identity stolen and have your home burglarized, and yet how many people buy security systems for their home? As well, they should, mind you. But are they doing anything to fight identity theft? And that's where LifeLock steps in. We have become a source for protecting your identity on the front end. And let me clarify what that means. Credit monitoring and some of the things that used to be out there, or if I ask you, do you have protection today? A lot of you may respond with, oh, well, yeah, one of my credit cards offers me protection or something like that. But the reality is a lot of those things are either retroactive. In other words, they're going to see, or responsive, they're going to say, for example, credit monitoring, when you get a credit report and you see someone has opened an account in your name, then you can start fixing it. It does nothing to prevent it. Or, for example, if somebody files a false tax return in your name with the IRS, they get a refund and they're gone. You file your actual normal return and the IRS contacts you to say, well, is this an amended return? You said, well, no, that's my return for this year. Then the IRS is going to say, well, we've already processed your return and sent you a refund. So if you're telling us this is not your current return, we'd like to start auditing and we'd like the money back. Well, on those days, only LifeLock can be there to protect you from all those things. And that is literally what our service does. We're preventative on the front end. You can see an identity thief is looking for all types of different PII, or personally identifiable information on all of you. And unfortunately, a lot of it's out there. No matter how safe you've tried to be, there's a doctor's office or a school from years ago or someplace you used to live or an old computer that somebody else was responsible for that had your data on it that has been somewhere compromised. And as a result, all of our information is there. And that identity thief is going to go try to turn that into, they're going to try to monetize it. Get a payday loan with it. Get a new cell phone with it. Get a new credit card with it. But that's where LifeLock's going to be monitoring those transactions for your information. And if we see something fraudulent happening, we will reach out and stop that transaction. Let me give a real example. If Damien went out this weekend as a LifeLock member and he buys a new cell phone, well, we're going to contact Damien and let him know, hey, Damien, we noticed you opened a new cell phone, a retail account, a cell phone service. Hey, if for any reason that wasn't you, call us and we'll fix it. Now, if it was him, we didn't get in his way. He's welcome to have his cell phone and enjoy the new service. But it sure is nice to know, even if it was him, that we were watching. Now, more importantly, we may also call Damien this weekend and say, hey, Damien, are you buying a new yacht in Canada this weekend. And Damien would say, no, I'm at lunch with my friends, watching some NBA playoffs. And we'd say, well, we're going to stop that loan from ever being taken out in your name. We're going to prevent that theft from happening because we see it quickly, and we can get in the way and stop it before it happens. And it allows your credit report, the money in your pocket. It's a sense of security for our members. And we do it by doing a lot more than just credit monitoring. We're doing all of these things for our members. We're tracking everything. We are able to respond 24/7, 365. We have $1 million service guarantee that says if anything happens to you while you're a member of LifeLock, we will pay to go make it right. And I'll give you some other interesting numbers about this in terms of the preventative aspect of our service. With over 2.2 million people protected today, we should have had, using that 5% of the population statistic from the Federal Trade Commission, we should have had over 100,000 of our members should have been a victim of identity theft the last calendar year. In reality, for LifeLock, we've had right at 2,800 in the history of the company, so in over 7 years. So not 100,000 last year, about 2,800 in over 7. And if you want my biggest fans, call one of the 2,800 because we were the ones who stepped in to fix it. They didn't have to do all the work. And that's for the peace of mind that comes with that, for the assurance that we're going to get it. We have award-winning customer service. And then on the screen now, you can see how we're going about this. For LifeLock Basic Identity Theft Protection, you would get any of our identity threat detection alerts, which means that those are those examples I gave of Damien on both on the yacht and on the cell phone. You get lost wallet protection. If you lose your wallet, not even if somebody steals it, if you forget it at a restaurant, you can call us 24/7, and we'll start helping you replace everything in the wallet except the money in the picture. We do things like check if you change your address at the post office because you're moving. We just verify, was it you that changed it? Because if it wasn't, that's often a sign of identity theft. We do the internet monitoring. We watch black market websites. We help reduce the amount of pre-approved credit offers you get in the mail, which many of our members have said they would have paid for that service by itself. I mentioned the total service guarantee, and then it's nice to know that you have 24/7, 365, domestically based call center for LifeLock ready to help you at any time. By the way, you also notice on the screen we offer identity theft protection for children. That's minors 18 and younger for just $25 a year for minors. And you'd think, well, what do they need to protect? They don't have a credit card, but that's the danger. Those clean Social Security numbers are vulnerable, and those criminals know that, and they go after it as quickly as they can. And it might be 10 or 15 years before you know that a child's identity has been compromised. Well, we can watch for that. So again, you also have the ability to upgrade to what we call Ultimate. It's not something you need to be protected from identity theft. These are some additional, what I call security blankets and reporting that you would probably appreciate. You get the elements of our standard plus our command center, which is a lot of the, for example, sex offender registry updates. So we let you know if anyone in your zip code has been moved into your zip code that's on the sex offender registry, or God forbid if anybody has used your address on the sex offender registry incorrectly. We add checking and savings account alerts. If you've seen of our national ads, you know that people go in and do account takeovers now. If they can answer a couple of your security questions, if they know what city you were born in and your mother's maiden name, they could go online, literally, and add themselves to your bank account. Then they can go in, literally walk into the bank, show their ID, and clean out your account. Because as far as the bank knows, this is a signee on your account because they were able to add it online. Again, we have the ability to watch and check for those things, and we're the only identity theft protection company that can do that. We offer now credit alerts and actually give you not just your credit reports, but we also give you your monthly score with the Ultimate service. And you also have 24/7 priority status on that call line. So I'll finish with this, and then I'll open it. Damien, if anyone's going to have any questions, I'm happy to answer them about the company, the service, or even about the crime of identity theft. But I will say, as you can see, LifeLock has 2.2 million members today with only 2,800 having had to use the guarantee. Just in 2012, we were able to, so far, we've been able to stop 15,000 fraudulent applications for our members who did not become a victim of identity theft. And we do that by sending out over 2 million LifeLock identity alerts. That's what LifeLock identity alerts, verifying applications with our members. So again, even the days it's not something bad, LifeLock is a service that you'll appreciate even when it was you opening a new utility or changing your address, because you'll know we've got your back. We're watching out for you. That is our sole job. It's what's allowed us to grow so quickly. And we don't want to scare you. In fact, we want it to be the opposite. We want to be the option that gives you peace of mind. So even as you hear the stories, and unfortunately you hear them often, huge groups losing information and data on customers. Well, if you're already a LifeLock member, even if you get alerted, hey, I was one of those people. Oh, goodness, what do I do? Well, the reality is you won't have to do anything if you're a LifeLock member already. We'll be watching out for you. We'll take care of it. So is there anything I can do to take questions for everybody, Damien?
I'm checking right now. If you guys have questions, if you could just put it in the field there, and I will field them to Mr. Davis. Okay, can we add a spouse?
Yes, you can. In fact, each family member, as you go to enroll as a benefit, yes, there will be family packages and different ways that you can add either just one spouse, or you can add family members that having to do with how many either adult children or minor children you have. So yes, there will be family packages available to you.
Okay, so since we're getting the membership through Preservation of Wealth, okay, the free membership as one of the benefits that we have, is there just a small fee to add the spouse and the children, or did the spouse automatically get added? How does that work?
Yeah, there is a fee. There's a normal, just a fee to be added, to have the additional member added. But we can do that. You can call the normal 1-800-LifeLock number to do it, and that's 24/7 to add. It's usually $9 a month for an adult enrollment, and again, only $25 a year for a minor.
Okay, so basically, since all the members will have a free subscription with LifeLock, all they would need to do would just be added either $9 a month for like a spouse, or $25 a year for the kids.
Exactly right.
Awesome. Yes, this will be free each time we renew with POW, from what I understand. Is that correct, Daryl?
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Yeah, you all have it as an ongoing benefit.
Do we have to let LifeLock know that we are a POW member to have the account set up properly?
You do. You need to go through the benefits, the POW benefits package, so that you get it, because you all do have it at a special rate because you are POW members.
Okay, so guys, when you get your package, there should be information in there that shows you exactly how to get that set up and to get your subscription. And if you do have any questions, you can forward them. If you don't have your benefit package, or you're an older member that wasn't even aware that we had LifeLock and you have the old benefit package, just contact customer support at POW, and they will give you the information on how to get that done. Another question that we have here, Daryl, is how much extra is it for the ultimate package?
The ultimate package, great question, it jumps to $22.50 a month. The vast majority of that, as you can imagine, is because we have to work with the credit bureaus to get your actual, not only credit reports, but your credit scores, and have them available to you monthly. So it makes a significant price change, but for a lot of our members, and in fact, bluntly, about 30% of our members, they find the value in it, because most people, when they just get their credit report, yes, they can see an error, but it doesn't help them if they're getting ready to go refinance or go make a car purchase or different purchases like that, versus knowing your credit score before you walk in is that valuable to them.
I could totally understand that. Daryl, I want to thank you again. I'm going to give it another minute, see if there's any other questions that come in. But, I remember seeing LifeLock many years ago and thinking, identity theft, oh, no big deal. And then, actually doing more research on it about a year and a half ago, and really discovering how horrible it is. And I actually had a friend of mine that went through it, and I wouldn't wish it on my worst enemy. I mean, the stuff that he had to go through was unbelievable.
Oh, trust me, it is a complete nightmare, and that's why I say it's appropriate that our customer service staff has won several awards, because when they do it, when they can come in and let you know that it's taken care of, and you don't have to do all the heavy lifting, trust me, you're going to want to buy them an award, much less the fact that they win it from the industry. So thanks for everything tonight, Danny. Thanks for the chance to speak to all of you at POW.
One other question,
Sure.
Daryl, before you go. I'd like to get you this one question because it was something that I was curious about, and this actually just came up, so I'm glad. Mickey, thank you, because I wanted to ask this. If you're already a member of LifeLock and then you join POW, how do we go about, do we have to cancel the one that we personally bought and then transition, or how does that work?
Yeah, you can, but that's a pretty painless process. In fact, you can even do it as you're enrolling through your benefits package. Our team will know, okay, they're converting because obviously you have it as a benefit as POW member. So they'll be able to convert you and cancel, or you can do it the other direction if you choose to. You can call and cancel anytime, 24/7. Again, we don't make anything special or hard about doing that. You can call and cancel and go to the enrollment package, but it won't be a hiccup for you. We'll be able to transition you comfortably. You'll never notice a lag in the service.
Absolutely. Wonderful. Well, again, Daryl, thank you so much for being on the line with us, and we thank you for the tremendous benefit. It just really is awesome, and we're very, very happy to partner up with you guys.
Daniel, I sure appreciate it. Thanks to all of you.
Thanks a lot.
Have a good
Take
night.
care. You too.
Bye-bye.